All right, I got a big announcement to make. I pre-apologize that this video is gonna be a lot different than most of my standard ones. It's kind of nothing like, having all the fancy edits and the cuts and the music and the transitions. It's nothing like that. I have an announcement to make and it's big. Basically totally game changing for the way that you guys will probably interact with me moving forward. So I just kind of wanted to do something a little bit different, speak from the heart, speak from the truth, and just lay it all out there for you guys. So without further ado, I do have to say that I am no longer going to be selling any type of information. Everything that I've ever sold in the past, as far as courses, as far as spreadsheets, as far as anything like that, from now on, it is all gonna be free. I'm gonna leave the link down below if you guys want to start to access those. I don't have everything ready yet, but it's all gonna be free. I'm gonna have a free group, a way to interact with me, get some of your questions answered, interact with other people from around the world who are contractors, and all of the tools, resources, all that stuff that I normally charge for is done. So at this point, if that's all you were here for, you just want to hear the announcement, that's it. You click the link down below and learn more. The group is nowhere near being done. This is actually the very first place that I'm even announcing this to is YouTube long form, because you guys are the real ones. So nothing like shorts or Instagram or TikTok or nothing like that yet. So, but I just want to lay it all out there. The rest of the video is going to be about me describing why I'm doing that. So I have notes down below. So when you see me looking below, I'm just reading my notes because I don't want to miss anything. Number one is time. I need to give you guys a little bit of context with what's kind of happened in my personal life lately, and also just where like some of my other businesses are at. But I have a landscape and a concrete company. At the very end of last year, we merged the two. Okay, so those two, instead of having like two separate companies, they're all one. We did that because I wanted there to be coherence between my back-end staff, like my office manager, my salespeople, my COO, Forrest, everyone on the back end. I wanted it to be where we are all working towards one business and we weren't having to feel like if we were diverting attention between one business to the other, we're gonna have to charge the other. It just got convoluted and messy. The goal was that I was gonna be able to step back and maybe not be fully gone from the businesses, but not be as involved. But the more and more that I've been doing that, there is no way that I'm not going to be involved in the concrete and landscape company this year at a very minimum, which is totally fine. Because I honestly, when there's days where all I'm doing is working on the computer in the office, I go a little crazy. I like being out there. If you guys can tell where I'm at in Colorado, it's unbelievably beautiful here. Sunny like all the time. It's like the third sunniest state, if you didn't know that. But so getting back to my reason, right? I thought I was gonna have a lot of time to do towards education, like one-on-ones and more one-on-one coaching and consulting. And I don't really have that time anymore. Like that's no longer an option. Okay, so the time component is that. And I'm still going to sell services, but I can hire a team to help me fulfill services. Like for instance, I can still sell marketing services because I could hire people who can work with me at Contractor CEO to do that. I can still sell our software because that does take a team to run and a team to implement on our customers' behalf. And I can hire a team. But what I could never hire was another coach that knew all of the things that I knew inside my brain and relay that. At least I didn't think I could. So that's number one reason I wasn't gonna have time to really dedicate towards information anymore, at least not a one-on-one aspect. So that's why I'm not selling it anymore. Number two is it does feel better. Believe it or not, when I first started my whole journey, which is like a year and 4 months ago at Contractor CEO, I never wanted to give away information for free for one big reason. And I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna believe me, but whatever. This video is all about me sharing my honest, raw, true feelings and thoughts about the situation. I never wanted to give anything away for free because I know for a fact, and this is just proven, this is science, that if you're given something for free, you're not going to appreciate it as much and you're not going to treat it as seriously, right? Like if you were given, for instance, like a lot of parents, they don't want to pay for their kids' college because they know if they do that, the likelihood that that kid is going to really care about college is going to go way down. Versus if a parent takes their kid and they say, Well, I'm only gonna pay for half of your college, but the other half you're gonna have to pay for. Now, all of a sudden, when the student sees money coming out of their pocket, then all of a sudden, it is gonna be much more real to them why they need to pay attention in class, right? So part of the reason, or a big reason why I wanted to do that, is I knew that the information that I'm giving to you guys literally changed my life. Like that is not an exaggeration. Everything that I am teaching you, whether it's my sales process, whether it's my spreadsheets, whether it's the software that I use, all of them changed my life in at least some regards, some more than others, right? Number one was probably knowing my numbers. Like before knowing your numbers, you can't do anything else because you're operating in the blind. And so when I was deciding whether I should give away information or charge for it, I was like, oh, well, I have to charge for it because like otherwise, like it doesn't mean, guys, that this, just because it's information, it's easy, right? Like that's the other thing too. And I was like, well, if I charge for it, then I know that they're actually gonna dedicate some time to implementing it. How many times have you guys listened to a podcast, read a book, watched a free YouTube video, whatever it was, and you didn't actually do anything to change? You did nothing to actually implement, right? And that is what I'm deathly afraid of by making this move. However, I also don't want the reason why the person is not getting the education and not being able to move their business forward is because they're like, well, Tyler's just some scam guy on the internet and I'm not like, it's too risky for me to give him his money, even with a money back guarantee, right? It's like, it's still too risky for me to give him money because like, oh, God forbid, like I'm gonna have to request my money back. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to throw a little shade, but I got a little bit. But anyways, right? That was my reasons. But it is gonna feel better because I don't wanna feel like a scammer. I'm doing this literally out of like my love for business, my love for marketing, my love for the industry. And I know it sounds cheesy, but I do want to help. But at the same time, there's only one of me. So I have to figure out what's the best use of my time to help me, my family, and the world, right? Number three, my selfish reason. So number one was time. Number two is it feels better. And number three is my selfish reason is me as a marketer, I'm always thinking, right? And this is just 100% honest and transparency. But I still want to sell Contractor CEO software. I still want to sell marketing services. I still want to sell my higher level mastermind where I'm actually doing not one-on-one, but like 12 people in a Zoom call and we're all just chatting about business, right? Like, I love that. But one thing that I noticed is, you know what makes a really, really, really bad marketing client? Is someone who is uneducated. They have no idea what to expect. They have no idea how much to budget. They have no idea what to expect. As in like, okay, for instance, if I sat you down right now and I was looking at you in the eyes and I was saying, hey, what do you want to do in revenue? You said, I want to do $1 million. I say, great. So how are you going to get there? Do you know? Do you know how much you're going to have to spend on marketing? Do you know how much leads you're going to have to get? Do you know what your close rate is going to have to be? Do you know any of that? If you're like 95% of contractors, the answer is probably not. Okay, and again, that's not a diss or throwing shade or nothing like that, because I was there, man. I was there like 3 years ago. It was not that long ago, and I was there, okay? But you know who would make a much better marketing customer if all of a sudden you called me up, you said, hey, Tyler, I want to do $1 million this year. I said, great. Well, what do you think that's going to take to get there? Oh, man, for $1 million, I'm going to set aside 7% of my revenue to go towards marketing because I think that's a pretty realistic goal. Great, that's awesome. We can definitely work with that. I mean, imagine calling a financial advisor and you say, financial advisor, Mr. Sir, I want you to make me rich. And the financial advisor says, great, how much money do you have? You say, I got $5. How the hell is a financial advisor supposed to work with that? You know what I mean? So my selfish reason is I also want to educate people because at the end of the day, if you get the education, you know your numbers, you learn about marketing, you know what is something that is realistic, what is not realistic, you are forever going to be a better business owner, and a better business owner is always going to be someone who's better to work with than someone totally uneducated and they have no idea what's going on. No idea. So how is the funnel going to work, right? My funnel, like this is how I'm marketing Contractor CEO. You got me here on social media, that's free. You want to interact with me a little bit further, you want all of my knowledge and information for free, that is basically what I call a free lead magnet. I'm going to have a group, right? We're going to have a community, all of our courses, everything. What that is meant to do is educate people, build trust, build awareness, I know for a fact if people go through the education, they take it seriously, you will grow from it. And I know that for a fact because it's like I went through it. I've helped hundreds of other people do this that have paid me to do so. You will grow from it. And there will be a point where you can't wear everything. You're not going to be able to wear the CEO hat, the sales hat, the accounting hat, the marketing hat, the everything hat. Pretty soon, one day when you are growing, you will have to hand off hats. And one of the hats that I argue that you're going to have to hand off is a marketing hat. Because as a contractor, you are probably not an expert marketer, okay? That doesn't mean that that's day one. Day one, it might not make sense to take every single penny in your bank account and hire a marketing agency. It might not. You might have to do a little bit of sweat equity, right? But that's part of the reason I want to get people in. I want to coach you for free, give you the information for free in hopes that you grow one day to the point where you need to hire a marketing company. And because we've already worked together for years, you'll at least give me a shot to talk to you about your marketing. And if not, no worries. I don't really care. That's the best part, right? I make my money on concrete and landscaping. And yeah, I always want more money, but my family's fine. Everyone's eating. We're all good. So, man, I hope that me doing a transparent video that I'm coming across the right way. Because at the end of the day, like, I can't even express, I do love each and every single one of you guys. Like, if it were up to me, every single contractor would be better because I'm tired of bidding against lowball contractors, to be honest. So even if people come in, they just learned from me, they never give me $1, but we better the industry together. We have better bidding techniques. We have better marketing techniques. We have better sales techniques. The whole industry is going to benefit from that. And I truly believe that. So whether I see financial gain from you or not, I truly don't care. If you want to join the group, it's totally up to you. I do not care. But I wanted to put this out there and I wanted to be heartfelt into the world. And as far as like behind the scenes of like why I'm making the decisions that I'm making, because one day I'm probably not going to be in concrete landscaping, and how cool will that be to look back on my YouTube channel and see where I was at different phases of my life of my business journey, my career, etc. So I don't want to ramble, but I hope that you guys understand that. I normally don't pay too much attention to comments for YouTube, but this one I will. So leave your comments down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. And again, if you're going to join the group, it's not done yet. My spreadsheets are ready to go. Like, they're going to be downloaded today. But I'm going to be building out the courses as we go and all that. So if you want to be part of that, want to get part of the free information, be part of a brand new community that's going to be totally kick-ass, then click the link below. And other than that, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, which will be much more of a normal video. So I'll see you there.